Hey y'all, what's up? It's Noelle with Baker's Backyard Bounty, and we have some new family members on our farm. Lily's so excited to tell you guys. So a sweet friend from back in the day, yoga training, contacted me, and she has a backyard homestead in Wiley. They're going to be moving in the near future, so she had some animals that she needed to rehome and was so generous and gave me a ton of like irises and just clippings from her garden. So I feel really honored to be able to carry her garden on. But we got a Californian rabbit named Bugs, and he's going to be donating bunny berries to our backyard farm, providing some really good fertilizer for our garden. And then we inherited 4 chickens, a speckled Sussex, which is beautiful, this is interesting, Sicilian buttercup. It has a cup-shaped comb, so I'll put a video up of her. She's gorgeous. And then a buff Orpington and a Rhode Island red. I will say we already had 7 chickens, so adding, or 6 chickens, so adding in these 4, you know, the pecking order had to get rearranged. We had to separate some of them. So we have the Sicilian buttercup actually in her own cage right now, just because she was the leader of the pack at my friend's homestead, and so she was having a hard time adjusting to our leader girls here at Baker's Backyard Bounty. So we're gonna work on that and hopefully get them acclimated to each other soon. Pecking order is a very real thing. We have had some issues in the past with introducing new chickens. We tend to do it at night whenever everyone's sleeping, so it's not such a shock. They just wake up with new playmates in the coop. But I will say, like, just honoring nature, and I've broken up quite a few chicken fights. Reed has too. We just have to let them work it out. If your chicken does start bleeding, oftentimes chickens will go crazy and they'll all jump on that chicken. So we had a pecking incident with the Sicilian buttercup. She got a little peck on her head, on her comb, and so we just decided it would be safer to take her out so that the others didn't join in on the frenzy. So anyway, she's doing great. She has her own little food and water, and we'll try and introduce her again, maybe overnight. Try that tonight, and if it doesn't go well, we'll just separate her and she'll just become my little backyard free-range pet chicken. She's beautiful and reportedly has a really great temperament, so I can't wait to spend more time with her. I'm sitting out here in the garden with my baby monitor, of course, just kind of surveying everything that's going on back here, and I just am filled with like so much gratitude. This project of turning our backyard into this suburban homestead has been years in the making. It's required a lot of labor from my precious husband Reed and myself, you know, and just working in phases, and I just feel like super grateful that we have this shared dream. And thinking about 2021, you know, and our intentions for that, obviously we want to really have a bang up garden this year and grow some substantial food for our family and be able to preserve some for the winter. But really my word for this year is, so I was journaling last night, is surrender. So I'm an Enneagram 3. I tend to force and make things happen, and that is such a beautiful gift, and I'm grateful for it. Like, I always have a project. Anyone who knows me will tell you, like, oh my gosh, Noelle's doing something else again, what the heck. I always have a project, but you know, the idea of surrender is not necessarily just like, you know, let go and let God, although that's part of it, but it's about honoring seasons, which I've talked about a lot on here before, but surrendering kind of my will to allow the garden to grow, how with me being like a good steward, but how it needs to grow. Like, I've learned so much about planting things in the wrong time of the year, this gardening season, and learning more about that things will grow when they want to and when the time is right. So like my Swiss chard has been such a dud this year. I thought I did it all wrong. Well, now it's taking off, and like, what is that about? I don't know. It's January 2nd and it's just now deciding to take off. The elements are right. It's doing what it needs to do. So surrendering to learning, surrendering to just kind of letting go of some control and forcing things to happen. Like, when I come out here, it is bliss and relaxing, but I also feel this part of me clench sometimes when I'm like, could you just grow faster? Or, you know, it's not growing big enough, or it's not impressive, or it's, you know, growing where it's not supposed to be growing. Like, just really feeling this like tension sometimes of wanting things to go faster and go my way. And, you know, I want to be, again, a good steward and a good gardener, but I also want to learn the lesson of surrender and just allowing things to unfold and teach me lessons. This also involves like surrendering to controlling like everything about my kids, you know, like really worrying about them all the time. Like, just surrender. Like, God loves my kids way more than even I do, and I love them so much. So I have to just like trust that you know, he works for the good of those who really trust in him. And so anyways, that's my 2021 intention, is surrender in the garden, in my relationships, in my fear and anxiety. Just really allow some space for beautiful things to unfold, rather than me beating them to a pulp to make them what I think they should be. What do you know? Let's see what happens, y'all. Our new garden garbage disposal. Thank you, bugs. Okay, for Christmas, I was gifted from my beautiful mother this butter churner. It's a Kilner butter churner. It's a British brand. And I'm so excited. It's my inaugural churn. I'm just gonna give it a try and see what happens. This makes me a pioneer woman, I think. I'm making my own butter now with my churner. So what I have in here is 1 1/4 cups of heavy whipping cream, and I'm just gonna crank this bad boy for about 12 minutes, and we're gonna see what happens. We're making butter! Butter! You say butter? Perfect. Can you do it? Wow! My girl. We're still cranking. I don't think I let the heavy cream get to room temp enough, because the buttermilk has started separating. I don't even think you guys can see that. But I still have a ways to go, and I've been churning for 15 minutes. We'll see. So of course, Reed Baker does it, and it's working. What the heck? Look, guys! Butter! All right, we're wrapping up the day. Planted my irises, have some chicken tortilla soup on the stove. So we're ready to tuck it in. Time for supper. I hope you find the bounty in your own life and all the beauty that it holds. Until next time.